How you doing, folks? So Rob the Oddball ORV here. In this video I'm going to show you guys how to install the Oddball ORV radiator mounting bracket. Now if you bought a water-cooled setup and you need a way to mount a radiator, we have this bracket available. It's made out of 12 gauge stainless steel and it's custom fit to fit a FL350. So I'm actually doing a swap out. I had a little older version of this bracket that I'm taking out, so that's why there's a few things already kind of in here, the water pump and the fan and stuff. But we're gonna put this new bracket into this machine. I already got a couple of these side brackets installed. This comes with the kit, and these just bolt into these mounting holes up there. And there's one over there. So in the rest of the video, I'm just going to go ahead and start mounting this. I'll just put the camera on the tripod and try and work through this. Shouldn't take too long. Again, I'm kind of cheating because I already had this installed before, at least an older version, putting in a new version, but at least it should give you an idea of what's involved to install it. So with that, let's get after it. All right, so the first thing we want to do is just get the radiator bracket in place. It is a little awkward just because you're trying to keep from scratching anything. Gently move that in there. Now, if you didn't have stuff wired up like I do, this would probably be a little easier, but I already have a fan and a water pump for my previous install, and those have to go inside. So these are going to come in like this. It's going to sit up there just like that. And then I'm going to put in a couple of bolts at the top. These are just to hold this all in place. I'm not going to cinch them down yet or anything like that. I just want to make sure that things are going to line up the way I need them to. There's one. There's two. Okay, that'll keep the radiator bracket from moving around. I'm just going to move the fan and the pump down. So the next thing I want to do is, that's probably what I'll do is I'll put in these. Now, I don't have the seat belts in because I'm still working on the engine, but I'm just going to have to put these in to hold things in place so it doesn't move around too much on me. That way it won't slide off that or anything like that. Okay. All right. Now I need to put my radiator in. Okay. So now I'm going to put my radiator in. Gently put this in here. And I'm going to stick my first bolt on. And just gently hand tighten it up. Okay, things are starting to look pretty good. I'm just going to hand tighten everything down. Still not going to cinch everything, but just get it kind of hand tight. I think actually, these upper brackets, I'm going to try it on the inside. Alright, so the next thing we got to do is put on a radiator fan bracket here. Now, this is an optional part. Again, if you're following around the sand dunes or something like that, you would probably want it. If you're out on open trails where you're doing more high-speed runs, you probably don't need it. So this just bolts right on up. There's a couple of shim plates here, and this is just to keep the fan off of the radiator. So a little tricky, especially when you only got one set of hands, but I'm just going to start this one side first. Mount that up like that. And then reach around from behind. And you get this one bolted here. Okay. Same thing over here. Two little brackets. They go on, they go on. Lift that up. And just tighten that in. Again, I'm just doing these hand tight. I will come back later and tighten everything down. Just trying to get everything in place. So that's looking pretty good. I like it. It's a little higher than the older version, which is just probably 2 inches shorter. Now we just have to mount our pump. So you're going to rotate this around. You may not be able to see it too well, but it's there. Okay. Just put this little nut in here. The lock washer on the bottom. And nut like that. Okay, so that's pretty much that. Now, I do have the benefit that I've already wired everything up, so I'm not going to be showing how to wire things up in this video here. The next thing I do got to do is run all my hoses and tubing and everything, so I'm going to start getting that set up. This outlet here is slightly larger than this here, so you do have to stretch the tubing depending on the type of tubing that you use. If it's a little hard, you can warm it up. I have a fireplace over here that I can heat things up with, so that's probably what I'm going to end up doing, but you won't see that on the camera. So anyways, I'm going to pause it here, button up a couple of things, and then we'll see you in the next clip. Hey folks, I'm going to just wrap this up here. I'm breaking this up into 3 parts. Initially I thought I was going to do it in 2 parts, but the next part is going to be routing the hoses and everything, and that just took a lot more time than I thought it was. I didn't want like a 25-minute video, so I'm just going to break this here, and next week's video we'll come back and we'll show you just routing the hoses and everything. So with that, hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next clip.